And good morning to you. It is October 16, 2023. We are glad you are here. Um, Looking forward to a short week and then heading into fall break. I'm sure that's sounding really good to many of you. I know it is for the teachers. We've pushed hard this first quarter, and I know that they are ready for a break as well. So I'm happy for them that they get a break too. I'm going to dive in here. We've got a couple of things um, on the calendar, but again, it's a short week, and then I've got a short devotion that I wanna share with you that I learned in church yesterday. Okay, all right. So let's dive into the calendar. Um, all right. Okay, here we go. Our Guatemalan students arrive today, so they may or may not be in your room just yet. Assume they are, but welcome. We are so glad that you're here. Looking forward to you spending the next couple of months with us. So we are glad you are here. So we're thankful for the Lorenz family, the Whitley family, and the Sawinski family for hosting these Guatemalan students. Because without having host families, this program can't happen. So we are glad you're here. We also have a student shadow today. Welcome. Glad you're here as well. Tomorrow night and Wednesday morning are student-led conferences. And student-led conferences are just a beautiful opportunity for you to share kind of your hopes, your deep hopes, your goals in your spiritual life, your social, academic. So it's just an opportunity to say, this is what I'm focusing on so far this year. These are kind of some of my goals for the remainder of the year. And so we're hoping that that's a special time. I remember it as a dad, being there with both my kids doing student-led conferences. It was a special time. So we're thankful for that opportunity for you. Second quarter starts in about a week, and which means the grade book closes this week. So get those assignments in before the end of tomorrow. Once any missing assignments go past tomorrow, they do convert to zeros. So let's get those missing assignments in. Also, second quarter is our IXL. So IXL, I'm going to send out an email separate today that gives the specifics of that. But IXL is specifically focused this time on math. And we have uploaded your data, your MAP score data from this fall to IXL. And it generated an individual plan for you. And so you're going to take some time in your own time, if you have time in your study hall, if you have time in class, but it's really an opportunity for you to say, you know what, I want to be better. I want to improve on these areas in my math skills and understandings, but I also want to get better at my strengths. So it's going to focus on both your strengths and then areas for growth. And you can work on it anytime you want. Again, we'll send out the letter with the link and all that good stuff. It's a single sign-on, so you'll be able to log in with your Google email, and I think it's going to make a big difference. And then hopefully we'll see some pretty intentional growth for the winter maps. So anyway, that's that with IXL. So we're excited. So again, I'm going to send out a separate email with a little more details on that as well. And then finally tomorrow, your choir concert is just around the corner, believe it or not. It's just a couple weeks away. But with fall break, that really hurts our practice time, right? Because essentially during fall break is when choir would have class. So tomorrow, Tuesday, we are switching general music and choir. Tomorrow, Tuesday, 17th, we are switching choir and general music. So 6th, 7th, and 8th, general, anyway, we're switching, okay? Basically we're switching a Wednesday, Tuesday schedule. So whatever you normally have on Wednesday, we're going to do Tuesday. Whatever you have Tuesday, we're going to do Wednesday. That just gives us one more practice, and that's really, really important. Okay? All right, so essentially switching wherever you go normally on Wednesday, you would go on Tuesday. Okay? Great. That is about it. Oh, last thing, Dining Hall cleanup crew, since it's only 2 days, it is all hands on deck. So for those that would like to offer their services to stay behind for a couple of minutes and help us tidy up, that would be very much appreciated. So this is an opportunity for you to serve, be a community builder, for sure. So anyway, would love your help on that. Okay, I think that's it. All right, I'm going to dive into church. So a couple of things with church. We read actually a couple of different verses or a couple of different sections of the Bible that I really appreciated. And I'm going to share this one in an email. So I'm going to put a link to this verse. It's Ephesians 2, 1 through 9. Ephesians 2, 1 through 9. And so that's kind of this assurance of a pardon. You are forgiven. You are deeply loved. You are absolutely forgiven. And so that's what Ephesians 2, 1 through 9 is. And then the verse that we focused on in church is our verses. It's in Matthew 13, 21 or 24 to 30. Matthew 13, 24 to 30. And it's the sowing of the seeds. So, it's the wheat, and it's called the darnel, is the weed that is growing up inside the weeds. It's like all next to the wheat. Okay. So basically what happens is, I learned this yesterday. The darnel, which is this poisonous weed, grows up within the wheat, but they look identical right up until the point of harvest. Whereas the wheat produces the flour, and this darnel, this weed, this poisonous, nasty weed, basically, it has like a dark head on it. It's disgusting. But it's interesting because the harvesters are like, we should pull those out. And Jesus says, no, leave the weeds there, because we don't know if it's weed or wheat yet, right? So the farmer's saying, whoa, slow down. We don't know if that's wheat or wheat. You got to let them grow up together. So think of that analogy. You are growing up amongst the weeds. There are weeds in our life. There's weeds in my life. There's weeds in your life. But we can't grow up and feeling like we're hopeless in this whole thing. Like the weeds are just going to be around my life all the time. And maybe that's true. But we can't grow up and go day by day thinking about only the weeds. We've got to think, no, there's hope. Someday Jesus is going to weed out the weeds. Is going to remove the weeds, and it's going to be nothing but wheat. It's going to be this beautiful harmony. So we look around the world and we see this, war and hatred, and maybe someone's bullying us or is bothering us, and we feel that they're a weed. It is not your job to judge. It is your job to live in hope that Jesus will take care of the weeds in your life and in your neighbor's life. So Jesus is saying, yeah, this is a difficult time. There's weeds in our life, but he's also saying, live in hope. Do not be discouraged. Don't pull the weeds. Be patient, wait, and trust in me. Jesus says, trust in me. God says, trust in me, because it is indeed all about the wheat. Okay? It is indeed all about the wheat. Finally, Jesus says, the enemy will not succeed. The weeds will not overtake the wheat. Because I say so, Jesus says. The weeds will not overtake the wheat. Ultimately, the weeds will be pulled, put in a bundle, and burned and taken care of. Okay? Do not lose hope, but live in hope. Live in hope. Because Jesus says the enemy, the weeds, will not succeed. And then there's finally this one, I'll post it on the screen in just a second. The kingdom of God is not in trouble. In other words, the weeds are not going to win, and neither am I. The kingdom of God is not in trouble. The weeds will not win. The kingdom of God is not in trouble, and neither am I. Anyway, wonderful, wonderful verses. It was great. Really enjoyed it. I'll put a link down in the description. So, all right, y'all. We'll see you in the halls. Love you. Looking forward to a short week. See you around. Bye.